Hey everyone, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I just wanted to get into the process and the steps that I took to create this pyrography piece. When I first started wood burning, I would see these awesome, greatly executed, very detailed, beautiful art pieces, and I wouldn't even know where to start. And I would have loved if somebody would have taken the time to talk a little bit about their art piece. I'm sure somebody has, I never saw them. So I want to do what I can to help anybody that is learning or just getting into pyrography about how I went about beginning this art piece. So this piece in particular, it actually, the piece of wood is what struck the inspiration, which isn't really normal. Most of the time the wood doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm actually working on, but the silhouette of this beautiful lady right here actually kind of appeared to me in the wood grain, and I kind of, obviously it wasn't a perfect person, but once I saw that, my brain started kind of creating a scene, and this is what I had pictured in my head. So once I had laid down my rough sketch for her, really the only thing that I sketched onto the piece of wood, let me back it up for a second. I did several rough sketches of her on paper. I'm not a person that does figure drawing a whole lot. It's a weakness of mine, and I'm trying to perfect it. And this is actually the first piece that I've done a burning of such a large and detailed human figure. So after I had perfected my sketch on paper, I transferred it using graphite paper to the wood, and I roughly drew in this drape over here and this drape over here, and I did a little bit of perspective for this railing. There's really not a whole lot to it. I had a horizon line to work everything around in the background, and I started putting in layers. I started building it up object by object, that is. So I actually began with the drape. I was so intimidated by wood burning a person, I took a step away from it for a while, and I started with this drape over here, and I just started layer after layer, pulling the darkness out. Sorry, my words are leaving me. Where the areas are needing to be darker, I started working it in slowly. Since it is a wood burning, I didn't want to just commit to, you don't want to just commit from the get-go on burning these drastic marks on your wood. You don't have that much leeway. You can maybe scratch off the top burn if it's light enough, and that can be a form of erasing. But if you're burning really dark or really deep, you're really risking, I wouldn't say risking messing up your piece, but that mark is definitely going to be there. So once I did the drapes, I moved to the water, and the water was actually a learning experience in itself. And I made a video. It's on YouTube as well. If you are interested in doing realistic still water like this, I gave a quick breakdown, and I walk you through a few steps on how to do that. Then I moved to the human figure, and I really had to study a lot about anatomy and proportion, and other than lighting, that's really all there was to her for this piece, was just proportions. There's still a few things I'm not completely satisfied with. It's not the most perfect human figure, but for it being my first, especially this size, I'm very pleased with it. And then the only thing I used my line tool for was her hair. I just wanted to get in there and really pack in some detail. I'm really amazed at how that came out. It looks amazing, and the way the light hits it, it actually puts a sheen to it. That's really all I have to say about the process. If you have any other questions about how I went about making this, feel free to send me a message. I'll give you some close-up views, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching.